Okay guys, we're back for another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. In this episode, we're going to be giving a quick breakdown of what I think is going to happen in the William Zepeda v Shakur Stevenson fight. Both guys are undefeated world champions. Both guys are guys who want to come... Actually, I don't think Zepeda's world champion. He's interim champion. So this will be like a unification bout. Shakur being the WBC champion, Zepeda being the interim champion. Honestly, this is a fight that now the more I'm thinking about it, the harder it becomes to call. Where my immediate reaction is, okay, yeah, Shakur Stevenson decision victory. And to be honest, I still do think that. But Zepeda's beaten Tevin Farmer twice. Both were competitive fights. Don't get me wrong, Tevin Farmer was definitely a live body in those fights. And Tevin Farmer's a brilliant boxer as well. He's got a number of losses on his record, but those of you who know boxing, similar to like a Caleb Plant, this guy is a really good boxer, right? And he's had some tough decisions and some tough fights, but he's a really good boxer. And Zepeda beat him twice, right? That being said, during the first fight, I believe, Tevin Farmer did drop Zepeda. Now, Tevin Farmer is not a big puncher at all. Never has been, never will be. He's got a couple of knockouts on his record. And he's now fighting at lightweight. I think used to fight even lower than that before. Right, he moved up to lightweight, right? So he is not a big puncher. that being my point, Tevin Farmer is not a big puncher at all. And he drops Zepeda, right? That being said, Shakur Stevenson, again, not a big puncher. But if we're going punch for punch, Shakur Stevenson is a bigger puncher than Tevin Farmer. Or he's got more stopping potential than a guy like Tevin Farmer. You know? That being said, Shakur Stevenson has come under a lot of criticism for that exact thing. Him being a guy who doesn't stop fights. He's a boring fighter. That's because Shakur Stevenson, to be fair, is a defense-first fighter. And William Zepeda will 100% be the highest level guy Shakur Stevenson has fought now. Because, yeah, Zepeda was dropped by Tevin Farmer, but let's have it right. Zepeda won those fights. It was close, it was competitive, but Zepeda won those fights. And Zepeda's got a lot of knockouts on his resume as well. Again, he's not fought a super high caliber of boxer outside of Tevin Farmer. So again, like I'm saying, for both guys, this is their biggest fight to date. If I'm being honest. You've got Shakur, like I said, they're both undefeated top level guys. You know, Zepeda's interim champ, Shakur's full champ. So it's a unification in that sense. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting fight, and Zepeda's clearly got power. You know, he's only gone to the decision a couple of times in his career. You know, Zepeda's clearly got a lot of power, and he stopped a lot of guys at lightweight. Again, like I'm saying, he's not fought a super high caliber of boxer, but not to dumb it down, but a knockout is a knockout, right? And a decision is a decision. And Shakur's got a lot of decisions, and Zepeda's got a lot of knockouts, right? This does have potential to be a Broner v Maidana 2. That being said, Shakur is a far better boxer than Adrian Broner ever was. In terms of boxing fundamentals. You know, in terms of in terms of straight boxing fundamentals, Shakur Stevenson is better than Adrian Broner ever was, without a doubt. Right? But you can see where I'm sort of drawing the comparisons from, in terms of you've got an American, more slick, defense-first fighter against a Mexican, all-pressure, heavy puncher. Maidana wasn't Mexican, but he fought that sort of style. He fought that Mexican style, heavy pressure, big puncher, coming to take your head off. Coming to put combos on you, put you against the ropes, and take your head off. That is what Zepeda's game plan will be. And people are saying, hopefully Zepeda can sort of draw out an entertaining fight out of Shakur, because Shakur's really not had entertaining fights throughout his career. It's mostly been, yep, I'll work you out, shut you down, and beat you over a however many round decision. Right? That's been Shakur's whole career. And he will look to do that against Zepeda. Is he a good enough boxer to do that to Zepeda? That's where the fight will be won and lost. Can Shakur contain Zepeda? Can he work his jab? Can he work his foot movement? Can he make Zepeda maybe overpunch? Maybe can he make Zepeda gas out? Can he work the body early? Can he get him dropping his hands? Can he expose that chin? Can he test that chin? Can Shakur, when the time is right, apply his own pressure? These are questions that will be answered in that fight, no doubt. One, because it's a world title fight. Two, because Zepeda will force you to ask those questions. Because answer those questions. If the answer's no, and you can't stop him and you can't contain him, Zepeda's coming for your head. And he's going to put a beating on you, bro. And say what you want about Zepeda. Say he's hittable. He is hittable. But if you're hittable, you better be able to take a shot. And he can. Right, he took Tevin Farmer's best shots. And again, like I said, Tevin Farmer's no huge puncher. He's no huge puncher. But again, you can only beat what's in front of you, right? You can only beat what's in front of you. And he took his best shot, got up, got right back to it, got back to applying pressure, got back to winning rounds, and he won the fight. Right? So it's going to be an interesting fight. My immediate prediction is to give it to Shakur. A Zepeda win would surprise me, and it wouldn't, just because I rate Shakur as a boxer so highly. Right, he's got an amazing amateur pedigree. I've known about this kid for years. I've known about Shakur for years. But before Shakur had even gone pro, I knew about Shakur. And when he was having his first pro fights, I was like, oh damn, Shakur's finally gone pro. Like, yeah, I've known about Shakur for the better part of, I don't know, 6-7 years at this point. So my immediate reaction is not to bet against Shakur. And again, like I always say in these predictions, I tend to always pick the guy who is the better boxer. Now, the better boxer doesn't always win. On certain nights, it's the biggest puncher. You know, the biggest puncher can win. We saw it with Fabio Wardley. Justice Hooney was the far better boxer on that night. But at a certain level, against certain guys with enough power, they can be wrong all night. They can lose all night. But if they land one shot on you, they can beat you. That being said, Zepeda, in my opinion, doesn't have that one-shot KO power. His knockouts and his wins, they are a lot more pressure-based, and they are a lot more break you down. I don't think Zepeda is going to be able to break Shakur down. Oh, Shakur's not big for lightweight, though. Shakur is moving up. This is Shakur's, I believe... This isn't his... I don't know, he's moved up before. This might be his second weight division. I don't want to say it's his third, but it might be his third weight division. Again, Zepeda's going to be in there. Zepeda's going to have the weight advantage, and he's going to want to use it as well. And he's going to want to use it by applying pressure. He's going to want to make Shakur feel that weight as well. Again, like I'm saying, all these are questions that need to be asked in the ring and will be answered in the ring as well. But my instant prediction is to give Shakur Stevenson the win. Won't be an easy win, won't be an easy fight, but I think Shakur Stevenson over 12 rounds can beat William Zepeda and can retain his WBC world title, his world lightweight title. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys think of this fight. I talked about this fight a while ago, back before it was even confirmed. I talked about the rumours around it and why that would be a really good fight for both guys. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think of this fight and who do you think is going to win. But yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.